Okay, so there is about something I experienced today concerning automatic transmission. Now this thing happened on a Japanese vehicle, Toyota to be specific. So, but I'm going to use it, share the experience, um, so that you know everybody that use automatic transmission, including Peugeot users. At least this channel is for Peugeot users, maybe Stellantis. I don't really limit it only to Peugeot discussion, but at least most of the things I talk about are mostly Peugeot related. So, but at least Peugeot users can also learn from this. So there's this guy I know. I'm not going to mention his name, you know, uh, but um, but some people that know me probably may figure out who I'm talking about. But it doesn't matter because I'm not putting him in a bad light, So he got this vehicle, Toyota vehicle recently. I'm not going to mention the model of the vehicle. Is there a need for that? No, no need. So, so he has been using this car. It's automatic transmission and the V6. So he has been using this particular car, I could say, about a month now or so. And it wasn't the only car he has owned anyway. So I've known him for years. And so according to him, that was last Saturday, either Friday or Saturday, maybe. So the car, this Toyota car, or let me just say Toyota vehicle, has the automatic transmission has a dipstick. It's just like some older Peugeot automatic transmission have this stick, but this one have, even though it's not an older version of Toyota, but it has oil dipstick for the transmission. So there you can actually gauge the transmission flow. I mean, it kind of made me wonder what's the nonsense with these newer vehicles, including Peugeot vehicles, automatic transmission, that they don't put this dipstick anymore. I don't understand. It's not as if the ones that had dipstick were failing all the time. In fact, this one that are said off even break down more than the one with the dipstick, so that people can actually check and see their transmission fluid level. So it has a dipstick, and which is a good thing. So anyway, let me continue. So he checked the dipstick last weekend. Today is 29th January 2024, which is Monday. So he checked the car last weekend. Saturday was 27th January. So according to him, the level was very low. That's what he said. And was dark. So when he put the dipstick, the oil was it was very, very dark, according to him, and also very low, the quantity in terms of the what he saw on the dipstick. So he decided to change the oil. Even like I said, according to him, the gearbox was not giving any issue ever since he got the car. So he now took it to his mechanic, and the mechanic, they recommended an oil, particular oil for me. He said the man recommended this Owando ATF. Okay, I don't know who did, whether it was a mechanic or maybe he thought the Owando would serve. Maybe he was using his previous car, or maybe not. But all I know is, he used the Owando. It was the mechanic that did the oil change, the service or change of the ATF for him. I think they said he missed, is it that he mixed it up with something else, or only that one? Can't remember the exact story. After he did that, I think it was that same day or the next day, which was no, it was that day. Okay, maybe he did it on Friday. Then on Saturday, I think he said he drove on an expressway, um, probably maybe like 100 kilometers. He entered the expressway like 100 kilometers. Not necessarily like traveling. He wasn't traveling. He was just in Abuja. I think he said, driving a little bit farther outside the city, something like that. That's what I meant. Then all of a sudden, the gearbox started to sleep. You know what I mean? Sleepily. If you have a manual car and your clutch starts to sleep, you understand what I mean? Like you engage a gear, as you are driving, you try to push it hard, you realize your RPM will start going high, or your engine speed will start to increase. Woo! Yet your vehicle is, as it's increasing, the engine sound is increasing, the vehicle speed is reducing. So once you reduce the acceleration, the vehicle speed will gain again a little. So you get a point it will no longer move, as engine speed is shouting and going higher and higher. So that's called clutch slippery. So this one was doing something similar according to him. All of a sudden, after he had done some distance on hot afternoon, started doing that, which had never happened before. And then the usual automatic transmission failing symptom. As we are doing that, before it now, all of a sudden we will engage and we make that boom, that sound. So he now, according to him, I think by the time he got to his destination, managed to get to his destination, on his way back, he didn't start immediately. That sort of thing. I see when the engine cools down on his way back, he didn't start, but by the time he got home, he started again. So likewise, Sunday, it didn't happen. He drove a short distance. Monday, on his way to work, by the time he got to his office, he started doing it again. So, to cut it short, issue, the gearbox started malfunctioning or failing or showing failing symptoms. It's basically malfunctioning. So, he called my attention today to seek for my advice, and he explained all these things I just described. And just like he suspected, he just wanted to hear from me whether it was the oil that he introduced, the new oil he put. You know, as he was saying that, I wanted to interject, but I was like, it's pointless. Let him finish. So, well, by the time he finished, I was like, okay. I mean, logically, the way I work on cars most times is depending on the symptom. I will always ask the nature of the issue. What was the last work done, or what was done on the car, if the owner could remember, especially something relating to certain parts of the vehicle or areas of the vehicle that is giving that symptom. Was any work done or something done on that area before the owner started to observe that issue? I always want to ask that question because it helps to, most times, not everything is about scam. You have to narrow it down for you rather than beating about the bush. So I say, well, I mean, like I said, logically, the last thing was done on that was done on the transmission was the introduction of the new oil. When the old oil was there, it was not giving issue. Now new oil was introduced, then the issue started almost same day. I think it was that same Saturday. Okay, so the question now is, he was asking was, or advice he was seeking was, okay, that he priced this oil you are looking at on the screen, and they told him the price. I can't remember how much is this. According to him, he said, which was way higher than the one. So he felt, I think he said he was using the one before on the previous cars, and they didn't give him any issue. So he felt there was no point buying this. I can't remember exactly. Was it what he said that he was using it before, but or that the mechanic suggested you use the one instead of this? So because according to him, this one cost. I think the one he found was 1 liter, not the 4 liter container. So he now decided to go for one because this one cost much higher. So if he was not asking, if he decided to go back and buy this one and change the ATF, would there be an improvement? Will it solve this problem? That is, if the ATF is truly the cause of the problem. I told him, yeah. Like I said, logically, it doesn't have to be technical. It hasn't, even if you apply logic to it without necessary pure science, this is the last thing you did. You put this ATF, this issue started. So whether it will solve the problem or not, you need to go back and deal with what was introduced that caused that. Uh, this fault came immediately after the introduction of that thing on that system. So that's, for me, that's where I will start. But however, we don't know if the harm has already been done. You see where I'm going. So in as much as, yes, I will recommend, or maybe not necessarily recommend, but in as much as it will make sense, like I say, to change the ATM to see if the issue will go away. However, it will better, you have a specialist to advise you better, a specialist on automatic transmission for Japanese vehicle. I'm not one. I made sure I told him that. He knows anyway. But that I have somebody, yeah, there's one Japanese automatic gearbox specialist, somebody I know. And so far, for what I've seen, he's very good in repairing these Japanese automatic gearboxes, Japanese vehicles. So I told him, if you want, I could give you his contact, let him advise you better, which most likely he will ask you to be in the vehicle. It makes sense rather than talking on the phone. There are things that let the person be the one to diagnose and tell you exactly what the issue is. So, but eventually decided to make the call first. So I expect that the person, he knows me anyway. So like what he now said was, I mean, the specialist now was, the mistake has already been made, that the mechanic advised him wrongly. Whether he was not the one that recommended, that's the mechanic that recommended the oil, but according to this gearbox specialist, that the mechanic ought to have known that that particular gearbox on that particular car, he was very specific with that particular gearbox on that particular car, that he said that car model with that engine has one gearbox, that gearbox doesn't tolerate any type of ATF. I ought to have been that's recommended ATF that the person will use there, not anything anyhow. So it's from the description he has of the symptoms that the man, owner of the car, has described to this gearbox specialist, that the gearbox has been harmed already. That's the destruction has been made, so that changing the oil may not have any effect or reverse the issue. But he could still try. I like the way you put it. Anything is possible. He could still try. Let the mechanic maybe change it for him. He didn't. I like the way he pursued it. He didn't want to say, okay, bring it to me. Hey, do what is on your mind. We might solve your problem. Let your mechanic maybe change this, since what you want to do now is to change the ATF. So this one you're looking at the screen. However, that he will advise, as someone that deals on these gearboxes, that the gearbox will have to come down. Most likely, that's how you put it. You have to bring the gearbox down and repair it, because he wouldn't give details. So why or what needs to be repaired? If you want that, you have to take the vehicle to him. Since he's not doing charitable, it's not running charitable organization. So it's a business. Eventually, I went to the vehicle. So the person opened the engine bay and pulled out the dipstick. And right there on the automatic gearbox dipstick, close to the minimum, there are about 3 marks there or something. There's a way they gauge it. Maybe when the engine is cold, there's a particular gauge. When it's hot, I don't know. I didn't look at it. However, on the dipstick towards the tip, is engraved there clearly, type T4. I think was it also written Toyota, but it was very clear, type T4. Wow, as in, he was even the one that saw it and said, okay, look at it. They even write it, engraved it there clearly, type T4, which is this ATF we are looking at on the screen. So he now smelled, he put it out, the ATF that was on the dipstick, he smelled it and said, wow, man, this thing smells very horrible. So I now took it as well and smelled it. Man, I've never come across any oil that smelled like this. It smelled like one kind of chemical. I don't know. It just doesn't smell right. It was one kind of chemical something. I was like, the issue might not be the ATF. I don't know if, because it's as if there was a reaction, or maybe the ATF is good. That's just the normal smell. That will do something. It's just that the form where or maybe he bought a fake one. Maybe you know all these things. They don't go to like the filling stations to buy. They just go to open market, see something and collect. It's most likely that the Owando probably would have done the work, but what he purchased was fake, because most mechanics, that's what they do. Instead of them to go to, you want to buy a Total oil, Mobil oil, or Wando oil. Instead of if you go straight to their stations and buy those things, you go to the roadside shops where you know they can concoct something, put inside the container with that label. You see? So that's the thing. So that's why I'm not condemning Wando oil. It has nothing to do with Wando oil. Because even if you have gone to Wando filling station to buy that oil, it doesn't make it a bad oil or bad ATF. If you put it on a car or gearbox that is meant for something else, then it's a wrong oil inside the gearbox, not bad oil. So that's why, in as much as I'm mentioning the brand of the ATF that caused this issue, it doesn't mean it was the ATF, because you use the app, because it's call it a wrong application. As good as 10W40 oil is, it's not meant for every engine. As an engine you put it might damage the engine. As good as that oil is. So that's why I'm saying, even 5W40, as good as it is, it's not good for all engines. And 5W30, even 5W30 is not even good for every engine. Even V6 engine, it's not, 5W30 is even not good for it. It's not recommended for it. So these are things I'm trying to, for people to understand. There's a reason why manufacturer recommends certain oil. So even if you don't find it, look for a better alternative of that recommended one, rather than going for. I understand things are bad, going, but doesn't mean you go way out of the recommended oil because this one is cheaper, or even, I don't know. So this is just like a warning. People should be very careful with the automatic transmissions. They are not cheap. If yours fail, you'll be surprised how much especially in Nigeria now, how much these gearboxes cost if it comes to replacement, because some can be fixed depending on the issues or the extent of the damage. There are some issues that the automatic gearbox will develop. It's as good as replacement. So that's why sometimes you have to be careful. ATF, it's possible that time they put it and not took for a long drive, you just couldn't handle it. It's not meant for it. So it started to slip, cause issue, maybe the valve body, maybe the what they call, maybe the clutch, or I don't know, or what they call fiber, something like that. But I'm not an automatic gearbox specialist or expert, so let this be a warning to people. Learn from this guy. This thing happened today. As in, I'm not telling you what somebody told me. No, this is something I was there. As in, this is somebody I know. It's not like someone that from nowhere. No, someone I know. It happened to. And all this discussion I explained to you, took place today, even with the gearbox specialist, Japanese gearbox specialist, and even checking the car out to see the dipstick, all happened today. So in other words, within a span of how many days, since last Saturday, till today. This thing happen. No issue all the time was using the car until he changed the ATF and now put a wrong one and now damage the gear. Who knows? Maybe let's hope that he change the ATF it will start working again. Or maybe you take it back to the they take it to the specialist and maybe it will be a minor repair, the issue will be solved. Who knows? That's my point. Each time I say this thing, people don't listen, especially Peugeot users. Something is as if something, just something is just, I don't know, human beings. As in, it's as if you are telling them something, they will be like, no, I want destruction. I want to destroy my property. You are telling them, sharing some of these experiences, telling them, don't use this, don't do this. People don't, your mind is just somewhere else. And then you later start complaining of, oh, Peugeot automatic gearboxes are bad, this and that. Yeah, they are not the best in terms of some other brands. They are not among the best for the automatic transmission. But there's a way you can actually manage the situation and they will last much longer for you. Or if then sometimes you explain to people. If you know you can't afford to use those recommended oil, at least or good alternatives for this Peugeot automatic gearbox, if they are too expensive to you, go and buy manual. Driving manual doesn't mean you are poor because you cannot change the ATF. You can't afford to buy the recommended ATF. It's far from it. It's just that you are choosing not to have this problem. Manual will come with its own problem too. If you are not, for example, you are not too good with driving manual, your clutch will be failing. So you'll be dealing with clutch replacement all the time. But if you are going to buy the automatic, then be ready to cover that big money and buy those recommended ATF that usually cost higher than those ones that are cheaper, that are not recommended for most of these complex newer automatic transmissions. I don't know. You do that. It's on number 6. But hey, all the best I can do is to share and then let people decide. I don't own one. I don't plan to own one. And I did in the past, and honestly, I don't even want to anymore. It's not even about, hey, let me buy, let her convert. I don't even want to do the conversion again because it's not that even a cheap project. So I don't want to be spending that kind of money anymore. I think I'm done with anything automatic now, even let her to convert. I don't plan to, well, I don't know tomorrow, but the point is, you make your choice. If you want automatic, be ready to be, unless you don't mind the gearbox failing. You buy cheaper ATF, the gearbox will fail sooner than you expect. Then you spend another money, buy another gearbox, put another wrong ATF, use it for a while, it fails again. Or you choose to use the sometimes it's okay, recommended. Okay, maybe it's not even available anymore. Yeah, because I know like 4HP20, AL4, the OEM ATF, they are no longer available. I'm not even sure you can see it anywhere in the world. Possibly, yeah, but they are no longer there. Fine, but there are alternatives. You see people who have used some good alternatives that served. Go out and look for this information. I don't have all the answers for this automatic transmission. Go and look for it. This is what you want. So be ready to protect and make it last longer for you. It's not even about I can afford to change. It's the headache that comes with it. You are traveling, you are on a road, boom, it packs up. This guy is not about I have the money. You stay there, you are stuck there with that car. You heat, sweat, everything. You probably might happen where your life is even at stake. You could be robbed. You could be something could happen to you there. It may be in the middle of nowhere. So it's not about I can afford to change the gearbox. Gearbox is not engine. It can mess you up when you don't expect. Sometimes it gives time before it happens. Sometimes you just boom. Honestly, if I own automatic transmissions, before I would travel with that car, I had to be sure maybe I have taken it on the drive for like 100 kilometers, push it hard, and you respond without misbehaving. Then I have the confidence to do the journey with it. That's me. That's who I am. You know, because to stand me on the road, middle of nowhere. Wow, that's what I don't, because most time the option is to tow the vehicle to the rest of the journey if he decides to pack you up. So the best you can do is try and prevent. So many things you can do. Look for better alternative, even if the recommended one is so high, the price. Look for a better alternative, proving that it's good. Maybe a little bit cheaper than those OEM, something proven other people have used and served. And from the oil properties, you can tell that, yeah, it's a better alternative to the recommended ones. So in other words, you could see categorize it as recommended. So go for sure. But if you want anything goes, anything that has a color of ATF, yeah, let it go. Yeah, fine. It will deal with you. I'm not happy that this my person is having this issue because, like I say, he's a close person, somebody I know. So, but at least let that be a warning to others. Learn, learn, learn. Take care of your automatic transmission, even more than your engine. You don't want it to deal with you. Okay, so that's all for this. Think I have another video. Maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I have another subject I want to talk about. We'll see.